So the new Fire Emblem has just been announced in a recent Nintendo Direct, and I'm very excited to finally have a look at a successor to Three Houses and not just some spin-off to the series. Yes, I'm talking about you, warriors. In the beginning of the trailer, we are immediately confronted with two important elements. First, the story is focused around the big evil dragon. Big surprise. Second, they brought back the heroes from other games. Not really excited about that one. In my opinion, the best part of a Fire Emblem game is to get to know your troops through interactions and battles, to learn which ones are dependable, which ones are not, and to see they brought back the troops I already knew. Yeah. But there is hope that they implemented it correctly. And what I mean about that is rings. The old characters get manifested by those rings as some kind of stand persona-esque thing, which means they don't act as playable units, but more or less as some kind of buff, and therefore don't interrupt with getting to know your new units. This is more or less a bit of speculation on my part. That is what I get from the menus that are shown on the screen. It is not 100% certain. But to another thing, I also noticed that the antagonist, which you can clearly see by his purple robe, black fingernails and evil grin, is also using a ring. This could mean that not only the heroes were brought back, but also the villains. It would be interesting to see if the rings function as sort of a projection of the will. If an evil person picks them up, a villain spawns and vice versa. And you, as the hero, have to free the rings from their grasp. And those 10 seconds right here is exactly why I want to play it. Flashy looking, interesting new characters. One of them with a flame sword, kind of a dancer, lance wielding blue lion, and a witch with thunder thighs. I already know she's going to be one of my favorites. But let's get to the gameplay. The visuals of the game board are what you expect from a Fire Emblem game. Blocky towers and buildings in order to fit in the grid, but as soon as you're going into battle, the perspective shifts and those blocks turn into proper looking buildings. I personally like this way of presenting, but it might not be for everyone. But can we talk about the attack animations for a sec? They are looking clean. This might appear to me that way because I'm currently replaying one of the 3DS games, but man, they improved. Sparks flying, characters screaming, beautiful. Another thing I noticed, this game borrows much more than just the main characters, which might not be a bad thing. One of them is a system introduced in Three Houses. Your main hub where you can buy things, get to know your units, and apparently also get to dress them up. I really enjoyed this campus on my first playthrough of Three Houses, because you get to interact with your units outside of the battlefield. It was very interesting and amusing on the first playthrough, but it gets very grindy afterwards. On the second and third playthrough I was practically skipping through it like no other. And also, they borrowed this interesting see through your character's eyes thing from Awakening. That's something, I guess. But other than that, I'm really excited what Engage does borrow, doesn't borrow, brings new to the table, does with its rings, and we get to experience it in January, which is one of the most exciting parts.